Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in this market or to just learn from the market. But first, let me give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. But if you could please like, share, subscribe, y'all. We learn and we grow together. With that being said, let's get started. So we are looking at the SPY. As you can see, we closed at 639.81. We come down and bounced off of the 637.22 high low. That is the low. We're trading in this zone here. 637.66 is the level that I have marked. But as you can see, we broke through that, found some support, moved back to the upside, only to get rejected at a level here of 639.64, which is where that 50 EMA is. I like to see that, right? So where are the trouble places for the SPY as of right now? Support 639.08, resistance 639.64. Breaking that 639.64, we have the ATR trail and stop around the 639.96. Breaking that level. We around the 640.28. Should we break that, we could possibly have trouble around the 640.78 and breaking that. 640.78, 641.19, and should we break that, y'all see the 200 EMA is right there at a level of 641.53, which is, I just like to see that, right? So breaking this 641.43, 48 area, we could possibly have trouble again somewhere around 641.99, 642.35, 642.53, and 642.84. Keep in mind, I look at support and resistance on a smaller scale. Why? Because when I'm in the trade, I kind of want to know where my possible trouble places are, right? So back to the downside for the SPY, breaking under this level of 638.72. Something stopped us here at 638.50. Breaking that brings us back to 638.30. Again, 638.02. And breaking that puts us back in this zone here around the 637.66. Should we break that level, 637.46, and breaking that kind of brings us back to that 637.22, which is the low here from 4 o'clock this morning, right? So breaking that 637.22, I have 637.08, not very far away. However, if we lose that area of support, I have the next level of 636.34 and breaking that 635.89, breaking that 635.40, and again here at 634.85. So if the SPY is something that you trade today, I said often, y'all, trade carefully. Why? Because in this market, anything is possible. We are looking at Tesla, and I do apologize again that my Tesla charts are very congested. Why? Because I've been charting Tesla for a long time, and again, I look at support and resistance on a smaller scale because, again, when I'm in the trade, I kind of want to know where those trouble places are or possible trouble places are. I needed to say that, right? So, again, looking at Tesla, we close at 329.31. We've made a pre-market low. There was a low of 324.28. Seems like we've bounced from there only to go sideways, only to go back up, kind of like the SPY got rejected at that 50 EMA. But y'all see, we knew we could possibly have trouble there. So it seems like our resistance is around the 329.02. Keeps wanting to say that that SPY number, right? So again, Tesla resistance as of now is around 329. Support is around the 327.72. That's the kind of like the zone that we're trading in. So where are our trouble places now? As you see here, there's a few layers of resistance up to the 329.37, 329.68, 330.38, and that ATR trailing stop is what I'm going to use here because there's so many layers. 330.94, breaking at 330.94, 331.39, 331.84. Those are possible areas of rejection for Tesla. Now back to the downside, breaking under 327.72. We could very well come back to 327.44. 327.23. Again, that's a little kind of close together. Those are areas that we could possibly get stopped out at. Breaking that brings us back to 326.85, 326.42, 326.12, and breaking that 325.66. We've been here, right? So breaking that level, I have 325.36, and should we break that somewhere around this 324.80, breaking that for Tesla today, 324.52, which brings us back to this kind of like where this low is. And Breaking that level brings us back to 324.15. Breaking that 324.15 at 323.74. Seeing Tesla at 323.74, right? And breaking that brings us back to 323.54. So if you're trading Tesla today, those are possible areas of support and resistance. And I say it often, y'all, in this market, anything is possible, right? So we are now looking at AMD, and it seems as if we closed at 166.55. We found support here around the 162, 163.13 area. Now we went back to the upside and got rejected at the 165.98, only to come back down to a level here of 163.69, only to try to go back up and bounce back again, 164.83. So where are the trouble places as of now for AMD? We will need to get back above the 164.83, knowing that we could possibly have trouble again, 165.09, and should we break that, 165.37, breaking that, 165.72, and again 165.98. Breaking that brings us back to around this level. 166.44 is the level that I have marked right now. That 50 EMA is at 166.37. So those are possible areas of rejection for AMD today. Now back to the downside. Should we break under 163.39, again, the ATR trailing stop 163.17. Y'all see how close it is to a level 163.13. I like to see that level that we have marked here. So breaking that brings us back to 162.72, 162.32, 161.97, breaking the 161.97, 161.39, and again here at 161.02. So if AMD is something that you trade today, I said often, y'all, market levels, once it goes against your why or your reason for getting in, get out, right? So we are now looking at Meta. We closed at 751.48, and it has found support down here at this 744.34 area. It's interesting that we kind of knew we could possibly have trouble there, right? So where are the trouble places? Back to the upside. Right now, resistance 748.25. Breaking that, we could possibly have trouble 750.17. Again at 751.30. Y'all see that ATR trail and stop 50 EMA. That's going to be a strong area of resistance, in my opinion. Breaking that level, we could possibly have trouble again somewhere around 753.79, and breaking that level 755.63. Should we break that 759.74 and breaking that level possibly around 761.69, breaking that brings us back to 762.84, 764.27, 765.03, and breaking that 765.88. Those are possible areas of rejection back to the upside. Now, can we continue declining? Very well can, right? So where are the trouble places for Meta back to the downside? Let's say we break under this level here of 746.30. We could possibly find support at 744.72. Breaking that brings us back to 742.29. Breaking that 740.07, and should we break that 738.18, those are possible areas of support. Now breaking that 738.18 for Meta today, 735.43, 734.40, 734.34 could very well be a support place, y'all. I said in this market, anything is possible. So I would say market levels again, and make sure you have a plan before going into the trade. And it seems like NVIDIA is kind of looking the same way, right? We've come down, found support at a level that we have marked here, that 174. We closed at 175.64, and support was around this 174 area. We bounced from there only to get rejected at that 50 EMA, to come back down here to this level of 175.22 to find support. So as of now, support 175.22. We can say the resistance is around 176.24. Should we break that, we could possibly have trouble again, 176.60, 176.89, 177.43, 177.80, 178.25. 175, yes, and breaking that 178.58. Keep in mind there's a few layers of resistance there up to that 179.16, breaking that 179.16. The 200 EMA as of now on this 30-minute chart is at that 179.23. So if NVIDIA is something that you trade today, I said y'all trade carefully. Now breaking under this level here of 175.22, we could very well come back and find support 174.92, breaking that 174.68, 174.52, 174.18, and breaking that 174 area, which is where we were, right? That was the zone that we were trading in. Should we lose that area, we have the next level, 173.75. That's ATR trailing stop, in my opinion, a strong area of support. Breaking that for NVIDIA today, we could very well come back to 173.48 and breaking that level, 173.14. Breaking that 173.14, the next level I have is 173.0. 172.84. So 172.84 could be an area of support. So y'all, this is what I see when I look at the market. If you're trading any of these levels, I said often market levels, make sure you have a reason for getting into the trade. And once it goes against your why, get out. Live to trade another day, right? So I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive day today. Again, if you could, please like, share, subscribe. Y'all, we learn and we grow together. With that being said, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others. Until next time.